Crime, Wine, and Chaos contains adult language and graphic content. Listener discretion is advised.
I think you owe me a great big apology, Chaos Kids. I'm Amber.
Holy shit, what did you guys do? I'm Naomi. And this is Crime, Wine, and Chaos.
They did nothing. It's just a great line from Terrible Lie.
Oh, sister. What is happening?
Well, we recorded 2 days ago, so
nothing. So there's nothing.
There's nothing happening. It's Friday.
All day.
It's been Friday all day, and yeah, just closing out the work week with a bang.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, with a banger.
With a banger.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I mean, I'm just predicting that this one's going to be a banger. That's all.
It is, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any business before we get into it? Oh, I'm still drinking the same bottle of wine that I was drinking 2 days ago, the Bebame Red from Dorando County.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have anything. I mean, I'm just doing what I've been doing, just working my ass off to get myself ready to get the fuck out of here.
Sister.
Today was the outside stuff.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Oh yes, I had the hose out. I was dumping old pots that don't have plants growing them anymore, and you know what I mean, like chairs and tables and
oh no,
all that stuff, and sorting out what I'm keeping and what needs to just go in the trash, and yeah, that was today. I'm like kind of sore.
Oh no, I can relate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I know you
light
can.
at the end of this tunnel.
Eventually, one day.
Yeah, not today, but it's coming.
No, not today. You know what I do have though? I have a crime story for you.
Great.
I'm going to tell you about the murder of Kirsten Costas.
Okay.
So Kirsten Costas was born in July of 1968 in Oakland, California, the oldest of two children to parents Arthur and Barrett. She had a younger brother named Peter. Kirsten's parents moved to Orinda, California shortly after she was born. Orinda is a small town just northeast of Oakland, and at the time of the Costas' move, they had a population of less than 7,000.
Okay.
Today, or in modern day, since like at the 2020 census, there's like just under 20,000 people there now.
Okay.
But a lot of people that live there, like, take the BART into the Bay Area to work, right? Like it's kind of like a burb of the Bay Area.
Gotcha.
Art was an executive at 3M and Barrett was a stay-at-home mom. They were a good-looking family, hardworking people, and they fit right into their new affluent neighborhood.
Nice.
The family became active members of the Meadow Swim and Tennis Club, which was super close to their house. Although Art and Barrett were quiet people, Kirsten was not. Barrett said, quote, Kirsten was the energy of the house. She was always listening to music, making phone calls, dancing. She was full of life. We are simple people. She was raring to go. Everything about her had flair. A family friend said of Kirsten, quote, she was cute, not beautiful. An all-American girl. More like a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model than a Playboy type.
Okay. Is there a difference between the two?
Kind of.
Okay.
At least back then there was.
What year is this?
Because the events we're covering will be taking place in 1984.
Okay.
Kirsten had beautiful olive skin and curly brown hair with golden highlights. Barrett thought that when Kirsten pulled her hair back from her forehead, she looked like a Vogue model. When Kirsten finished junior high, her social circle. I'm
the one drinking. What's happening? She
working hard.
She needs food.
Her social circle shifted as she was finishing out junior high. According to a friend of Kirsten's, by the time she reached Miramont High, Kirsten was in with the popular kids. The loud crowd, some kids called it.
Oh.
Wherever the group went, they were noticed.
Mm-hmm.
A classmate of Kirsten said, quote, "We used to say Kirsten had everything. She was skinny. She sometimes wore tie-dyed socks, what people are wearing now."
That's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another classmate said, "I remember watching her after she made cheerleader. Everyone wanted to be like her."
Wow.
In the spring of 1984, sophomore year, Kirsten had been asked to join the Bobolinks, or Bobbies, some kind of like sorority-like organization. It had about 30 to 35 of the best-looking, most popular girls in the school.
This is
in
like
it.
high school?
Mhm.
Okay.
Kirsten was also a member of the varsity swim team. But most important to Kirsten was becoming a cheerleader. She practiced constantly at home in the family room and sometimes at a friend's house in front of the windows at night to see her reflection. One of her friends said cheerleading is taken really seriously. Before trying out, applicants have to write essays explaining what they're going to bring to the school as a cheerleader. Parents sign an agreement to spend $500 to pay for their green and white uniforms and cheerleading camp. And in 1984, $500 is a lot of money.
Jeez.
I mean, I remember when I was in high school in the 90s, and it was like $1,000 a
Seriously?
year to be a cheerleader. Yeah.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
So ridiculous. Well, I mean, whatever. You do
Whatever.
you.
Girls were graded by 20 judges, and they find out if they made the squad at like an Academy Awards type ceremony where the senior cheerleaders read names from envelopes and give the winners kisses and flowers.
Like a pageant?
No, like an Academy Award.
Okay, great.
Kirsten was one of the winners, and one of the judges said she was a perfect cheerleader.
Wow.
In late June 1984, Kirsten was 15 years old and off to cheerleading camp for the week in nearby Moraga and staying in the St. Mary's College dorms.
Okay.
Near the end of the week, the evening of June 22nd, Barrett received a call at the house from a girl who did not identify herself. The girl told Barrett that Kirsten was invited to a secret Bobolinks initiation dinner the next night. When Kirsten returned home the next day, June 23rd, Barrett told Kirsten about the dinner, which Kirsten was, of course, going to attend.
Mm-hmm.
That night, Art, Barrett, and Peter were heading out for a Little League event that was either a game, a potluck, or both. Uncertain. It was written differently in different places.
Okay.
Kirsten was staying behind, waiting to be picked up for this initiation dinner.
Right.
Before they left, Barrett told Kirsten to have a great time at her dinner and reminded her to turn on the porch light before she left. Mm-hmm. A little after 9:30 p.m., Alexander and Mary Jane Arnold were at home in Moraga, playing cribbage with their neighbors when someone rang their doorbell. When they opened the door, they found a teenage girl on their porch and another girl behind her a little ways, kind of lurking on the path. The girl at the door appeared tense and said, quote, "My friend got weird on me."
What?
She asked the Arnolds if she could use their phone to call her parents. The girl was Kirsten.
Mm-hmm.
Kirsten made a phone call, but no one answered at the Costas house.
Right.
Alexander offered to drive her home. Kirsten took Alexander up on his offer, and as they drove, Kirsten seemed unconcerned when Arnold saw the mustard-colored Pinto her friend had been driving, tailing them the whole way.
This is the friend that was kind of hanging back from the front porch. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is weird.
When Alexander pulled up to Kirsten's neighbor's house, Kirsten assured Arnold she would be all right, and then she got out.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, the girl driving the Pinto had quickly parked and slid out of her own car. Arriving at the Costas' home, Kirsten told the man that her family was out and that instead she was going to go next door. So he watched her cross the lawn. While doing this, he caught a glimpse of a female figure pass by his car in pursuit of Kirsten.
Oh my God.
The other girl swooped out from behind a tall hedge and ran forward with her arm raised. Arnold saw a flash from a metal blade about 1.5 feet long. While Kirsten was on the porch of the neighbor's house, the girl stabbed Kirsten 5 times.
Oh my God.
2 foot-long gashes in her back and 2 in Kirsten's front, including a 15-inch slashing wound that penetrated her left arm, chest, and left lung. The 5th was a defensive wound on Kirsten's right arm. The wounds to Kirsten's back punctured her right lung, passed through her diaphragm, and lacerated her liver. Screaming for help, a blood-curdling yell, as it was described by witnesses, Kirsten staggered to her feet and ran across the road to the Hillmans' house. The Hillmans had been neighbors of the Costas since the Costas had moved to Orinda when Kirsten was a baby. Kirsten's killer, whom Arnold and other witnesses later described as a round-faced blonde wearing a yellow shirt and faded red sweatpants, sped away in the Pinto. Arnold followed her for about 1/4 mile before giving up the chase. Kirsten's screams resounded through the Hillman house, where Arthur Hillman, his wife, and their 2 sons were spending a quiet evening.
I can't even imagine encountering this like on your porch.
Arthur saw Kirsten staggering toward him, screaming, "Help me, help me, I've been stabbed." She collapsed in his arms.
No.
He tore open her blouse and tried to stop the bleeding, but blood was spurting and gushing out. He asked her what happened and who did it. Kirsten didn't answer. She gasped that she was having trouble breathing. Hillman tilted Kirsten's neck back and tried to give her mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. One of Arthur's sons had called for emergency response, and Arthur had done all he could when the paramedics arrived. Art, Barrett, and Peter returned home from the Little League event shortly after, turning onto their usually quiet neighborhood street to encounter a swarm of police and an ambulance. Floodlights illuminated the houses on the normally quiet corner as Kirsten's parents and brother drove over the last ridge in the street on their way home from dinner. Art jumped out of the car in the middle of the street while Barrett stayed inside, terrified.
Yeah.
They saw Kirsten being loaded into the back of the rig and followed to the nearby hospital. Kirsten died about an hour after the attack at 11:02 p.m.
Oh. What the hell?
It was after 2 a.m. before Barrett could be questioned by sheriff's deputies. The consensus amongst the police department was that the case would be wrapped up by dawn.
Uh-huh.
But they were wrong and no arrests were made. At Kirsten's funeral 5 days later, the rumor spread from one pew to another that the killer was sitting in one of these pews.
What?
Worried parents made their teenage daughters travel in pairs or trios. Soon the community began collecting a reward fund that reached more than $50,000. Bobbies and other friends of Kirsten posted signs with a description of the crime and killer in almost every Orinda storefront. Still no arrest was made.
What?
In Hawaii, where the seniors had been enjoying a graduation trip, the name of a suspect had begun to circulate. The same name was mentioned by concerned parents gathered at the airport to welcome the graduates home. Slowly, a consensus was forming. The suspect was one of Kirsten's classmates, and we'll call her Heather for the sake of anonymity. Heather had been a preppy. She went out with a soccer player and had been a member of the little social circles in the quad at lunch. She had fit in, but she had changed. When she was invited to join the Bobbies, she turned them down. She dyed the top of her dark hair blonde and dressed like a punk kid. She could tell that her peers didn't like it. She and the popular kids stopped saying hello to each other in the halls. She was definitely being singled out for dropping out of the approved social scene.
Gotcha. God, high school's so hard.
So
Such
hard.
bullshit.
Even people who weren't close to Kirsten or Heather said that Heather had hated Kirsten for her elitism and allegedly said in biology class one time, "If you don't shut up, I'm going to kill you."
Jeez.
According to Heather, that never happened. 3 days after Kirsten was killed, sheriff's investigators told Heather her classmates were accusing her of murder. Heather had an alibi. She had been with a boyfriend at his house, and his mom had been there part of the evening. But Heather's mother refused to let her daughter submit to a lie detector test.
That's smart. You should not let your kid do a lie detector test.
No. Rumors about Heather grew steadily. The Cranes began receiving her. Heather Crane is what we're calling her.
Okay.
Her family the Cranes began receiving calls in the middle of every night. Everyone thought they knew who did it. Everyone but the sheriff's department. They had a long list of suspects.
Okay.
Police conducted a massive investigation. They had just 2 leads, the female figure and the light-colored Pinto. They conducted more than 300 interviews, tracked down around 1,000 leads, and examined 750 Ford Pintos.
So the guy that saw this gal, did he identify Heather? Especially if she had like 2-toned hair?
He did identified her, and a couple other witnesses identified her as hold on.
I know you said round face but
blonde hair and wearing a yellow shirt and red faded sweatpants. That's all they got.
Okay.
Where was I? As time went on without an arrest, certainty increased amongst the community that it was Heather. People said Heather's boyfriend had access to a gold-colored Pinto. He didn't. And that the Cranes were moving to England to avoid prosecution. Many of the kids believed the rumor that Heather was part of a satanic cult.
Oh, geez.
She had become a pariah in her own town, shunned by everyone. In September, Heather transferred to another school. Concerned by the pace of the sheriff's investigation and desperate to find out who had murdered their daughter, Art and Barrett hired a private detective with a small portion of the reward money the town had helped them raise. The private eye, Elliot Friedman, suspected that it had been a drug-induced killing, or that the killer was a lesbian who was in love with Kirsten.
Okay. Wow. The 80s.
I know, right? He said that in Orinda, a girl with homosexual tendencies, quote, could have a big brand on her forehead.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it.
He thought the motivation would be fear of humiliation. Meanwhile, Elliot rechecked the alibis of the most likely suspects. One of them was Bernadette Proddy. She had claimed that she was babysitting that night for the Weems family, but Johanna Weems said she had not asked Bernadette to babysit in a year.
Oh.
When Elliot told detectives that Bernadette had been lying, he was informed that she had taken and passed the magical cans test.
Well, then there you go.
He insisted that the magical cans were wrong. Elliot claims that while they won't admit it publicly, investigators had the polygraph results read again, this time by the FBI. When it came back, it was clear Bernadette Proddy had been lying. On December 11th, almost 6 months after Kirsten's murder, Bernadette was called in for an interview with a young FBI agent assisting in the case. She stuck to her story initially, but when the agent described the psychological profile of the suspect in the case, which showed, among other things, that the killer would have little remorse for her crime, Bernadette said, "It sounds like me."
What?
She asked if he had ever considered that a 16-year-old girl might be more afraid of publicity than of going to prison.
Okay.
Bernadette then said she wanted to go home and think. And the agent agreed.
What?
Without a confession, authorities did not have enough evidence to arrest her.
Right.
That night, Bernadette told her mom that they needed to talk, but Elaine Proddy said she was tired. The following morning, Bernadette gave her mom a letter and asked her not to open it for half an hour. Elaine, who was studying the Bible, set her kitchen timer and kept reading.
I just got chills.
Bernadette went to school. When the time was up, Elaine read her daughter's confession. "Dear Mom and Dad, I have been trying to tell you this all day, but I love you so much it's too hard, so I'm taking the easy way out. The FBI man thinks I did it, and he is right. I can't bring her back, but I'm sorry. I'm even worse than the words can describe, and I hate myself. I've been able to live with it, but I can't ignore it. It's too much for me, and I can't be that deceiving. Please still love me. I can't live unless you love me. I've ruined my life and yours, and I don't know what to do, and I'm ashamed and scared. Bernadette. P.S. Please don't say how could you or why, because I don't understand this, and I don't know why. I need so much help and love. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And is she one of the Bobbies?
Yeah.
So she's like one of the it girls.
Elaine called the school, and she and Bernadette's dad, Raymond, brought her to the sheriff's office in nearby Martinez. Bernadette gave a 90-minute confession taped by sheriff's deputies. Described as a polite teenager, Bernadette Proddy was raised in a devout Christian household alongside 4 siblings. Bernadette's family wasn't as well off as a lot of the kids in school, and while 15-year-old Kirsten was considered quite popular and a member of the elite clique, Bernadette had friends and was generally accepted by her classmates. Mm-hmm. One student said, quote, Bernadette was accepted and popular in her own way, but she had this obsession with being liked. I could never understand why she thought she wasn't.
Oh.
Bernadette started to blame Kirsten for her perceived failures, and there were a series of events which led up to Kirsten's murder. Bernadette was also in the Bobbies and on the swim team. She also tried out for the varsity cheerleading squad.
Oh.
But Bernadette didn't get onto the squad.
Mm-hmm.
She told a friend, I didn't make it and I can't believe it.
Yeah.
She was also rejected for membership in the Atlantis Club, another exclusive organization at the school, and she was not selected to work on the school's yearbook. In her confession, she had said, I lost for cheerleader and I didn't get the club I wanted and I didn't get yearbook. The things that got me mad was it hurt and I couldn't change, like looks or money or popularity or things.
Oh my God.
Bernadette was also bitter over something Kirsten had said to her while on a skiing trip. She told police, quote, she never liked me. The thing that got me mad was that it hurt. She just said stuff that made me feel bad. The girls were skiing, and Bernadette, the daughter of a retired public servant, was using, quote, this really crummy pair of skis and some boots. I was having fun anyway, and she made some comment about them. It just seemed like everybody else was thinking that, but she was the only one who would ever come out and say that.
Oh.
The night of the murder, Raymond drove Bernadette to the Weems house near their home where Bernadette said she had a babysitting job.
Mm-hmm.
She asked him to leave the car, a mustard yellow Ford Pinto, in front of the house because she would feel safer. Raymond agreed and walked home. A few minutes later, Bernadette drove off in the Pinto and headed for Kirsten's house. She picked up Kirsten and told her that the Bobolinks dinner was a cover for Kirsten's parents. They were actually going to a party where there were no parents.
Oh. Okay.
According to Bernadette,
Mm-hmm.
Kirsten agreed to go to the party but wanted to make a stop at a nearby hangout to smoke some weed first.
Is she smoking weed?
Kirsten's parents, when they heard this, were adamant that there was no way that was true and that Kirsten didn't do drugs at all.
Yeah, that's not really adding up with how you've described her so far.
No. Bernadette claimed she didn't want to smoke with Kirsten. Quote, we just talked, argued, not argued really, but she didn't think it was any big deal and I just didn't want to. She thought I was just being weird.
Mm-hmm.
Bernadette said that's when Kirsten stormed out of the car and headed to a nearby home where she told them that she had been with a friend at the church who had gone weird.
Mm-hmm.
Kirsten's kind of this behavior kind of confirmed what her parents were saying about Kirsten not doing drugs. Like, if the girls were heading to a party, why wouldn't Kirsten just wait until she got there to get high if Bernadette wasn't into it?
Right, totally.
Right?
Exactly. Mm.
Like, we're going to a party with a bunch of kids. Like, people are going to be getting high.
Yeah.
Like, why are we pulling over to get high somewhere? And then why would she be weird if Bernadette didn't want to?
Right.
Like, just wait till we get to the party. Someone will want to.
Yeah, you don't have to pre-funk at the church. Why would you do that?
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, it's weird.
So, Bernadette went straight home after stabbing Kirsten. When she got there, she took a nice walk with Elaine.
Oh.
Nothing seemed amiss.
Mm-hmm.
Bernadette attended Kirsten's funeral and over the course of the summer took classes to prepare for her confirmation at her church. She told police, quote, "I was really good at blocking it out of my mind, and I still am. That's why I can live through every day, because it doesn't seem real."
Oh, God. She's like disassociating from it.
Apparently.
Okay.
Because she was 15 years old at the time of the offense, California law required that Bernadette be tried as a juvenile. She never disputed the crime, but only argued that the mens rea justified a second-degree murder charge, not the first-degree charge she was arrested for. And for those that don't know, because I didn't know, you might know because you probably know because you're smarty pants and you studied this shit. Mens rea refers to criminal intent. The literal translation from Latin is guilty mind. Mens rea is the state of mind statutorily required in order to convict a particular defendant of a particular crime. Establishing the mens rea of an offender in addition to the actus rea, the physical elements of the crime, is usually necessary to prove guilt in a criminal trial. The prosecution typically must prove beyond reasonable doubt that the defendant committed the offense with a culpable state of mind.
Right. And I actually knew that from Legally Blonde, not from college. Full disclosure.
So good. You guys, Amber studied to be a paralegal.
That was one of the questions that they asked Elle Woods in her first year of Harvard class.
Oh my God. I think I saw that movie one time.
Oh, it's cute.
A long time ago. Okay. Bernadette went to trial in March of 1985. Her taped confession was played to a crowded courtroom. The judge, who presided over the trial without a jury, heard Bernadette tell police that she didn't intend to kill Kirsten when she stabbed her, only to hurt her.
Well, okay.
What?
5 times. That's
right.
Yeah.
Just to hurt her.
Yeah, just a little ouchie. God. Yeah, okay.
She said she only reacted so violently because she was afraid Kirsten would tell their classmates that she was weird. She said, quote, "I thought that she was going to tell everybody at school that I was really weird. I can't explain it. I don't understand it. I was like, if I had been thinking straight, it would never have happened. Afterwards, I was just so horrified and sick." Throughout the rambling confession, Bernadette repeated often that she could not explain her conduct. Quote, "I guess I was angry. I really don't know. She was telling me to go away. I just got angry and I did it." She said she drove home immediately, quote, "flushed the marijuana down the toilet and washed off the knife." She thought that if Kirsten had only been wounded, the police would soon arrive. It was not until the next morning that she heard that Kirsten was dead.
Oh my God.
The murder weapon was discussed extensively at trial, which was believed to be a 12-inch kitchen knife with a wooden handle. Bernadette said she had just found it in the car.
Yeah, sure. I always keep my kitchen knives in my car.
One of Bernadette's sisters, Marianne, testified that it was possible that she had left it there because she apparently regularly prepared her vegetarian meals in the car.
Stop it. Stop it. Why?
There's always like that one thing in every story, right? That's like, what?
Has cross-contamination in the kitchen of the meat eaters.
I don't.
What?
I don't.
I'm just going to go out to my car and chop up these veggies. Be right back. What?
I know.
No.
With a 12-inch kitchen knife.
Yeah. Okay.
The trial lasted 3 days. There was keen interest in the case by residents of Orinda, mostly well-groomed mothers and daughters who rushed the small courtroom for seats in the spectator section. As many as 40 were removed each day by the bailiff when they lined the walls, kneeled on the floor, or sat on each other's laps.
Jeez.
There were frequent arguments over who was more deserving of a seat. Most often, the parents won. The judge said, quote, "The atmosphere surrounding this case has bothered me somewhat. We have kind of an Alice in Wonderland situation. I'm really wondering what we have accomplished here these last 3 days. I'm just hoping this isn't here for some entertainment value."
No kidding.
The judge ruled Bernadette Proddy guilty of second-degree murder. He rejected the arguments of the prosecution that Bernadette, suffering from the rejection of her peers and the acute embarrassment of being labeled weird in fashionable Orinda, had acted with premeditation and, quote, wanton disregard for human life.
Mm-hmm.
Both the judge and the attorney representing Bernadette questioned whether the trial had served any useful purpose. Because she was being tried as a juvenile under California law, Bernadette would have received the same sentence, whether she was convicted of first-degree or second-degree murder.
Oh, okay.
The 16-year-old cried as she was escorted in handcuffs to the Contra Costa County Juvenile Hall. Say that 3 times fast.
Contra Costa County, that's like the home of the Golden State Killer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
After the ruling, Art Costas told reporters, quote, "My feeling is that the law has been served. I'm not in agreement with the punishment. I'm not thrilled or pleased. The trial was good from the standpoint of hearing all the facts and evidence. We've lost our daughter. I don't believe the punishment will ever match the crime." Mm-hmm. Barrett said, quote, "My heart is empty. I ache. I'm half a person. She probably will be given her freedom in a few years. I ask the people of California, is this justice?" On April 1st, 1985, Bernadette Proddy was sentenced to 9 years under the jurisdiction of the California Youth Authority. Many in the community thought the sentence was too light, not fully understanding how juvenile court works.
Right.
The Costas moved to Hawaii the next year in 1986. In June 1992, Bernadette was released on parole after serving 8 years of her sentence at the age of 23.
Wow.
During her time in juvenile detention, she obtained her high school diploma and took enough community college courses to earn an associate's in arts degree. A couple of years later, she was released from supervision. She changed her name and moved out of the state of California with her parents. Art Costas told reporters, quote, "From a victim's standpoint, the punishment doesn't even begin to equate to the magnitude of the crime."
That's true.
He said he resented a justice system that placed Bernadette in a facility where she could have a boyfriend and complete her high school education, opportunities that were denied his daughter. Quote, "You can't replace your child, so you think about that all the time." He also said that he worries that Bernadette remains dangerous to the public. Quote, "The emotions and the public safety, we lose on both counts." In 1994, the story was made into a made-for-TV movie titled A Friend to Die For, also known as Death of a Cheerleader, with Tori Spelling as Stacy Lockwood, a character based on Kirsten Costas, and Kelly Martin as Angela Del Vecchio, a character based on Bernadette Proddy.
Well, I kind of want to see that now. Have you watched that?
I found it. No, but I found it on YouTube.
Stop it.
It's on YouTube.
What's it called?
It's called.
gotta-
she's pulling out pen and paper.
What's it called?
It's called A Friend to Die For.
Gonna watch that.
I think they either just remade it or Lifetime's about to remake it.
Good. Die for. All right.
But yeah, I mean, 1994. I can't remember what year 90210 came out, but Tori Spelling and Kelly Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's, some people call it the cheerleader murder.
Wow.
It's an infamous case from 1984, the murder of Kirsten
Never
Costas.
heard of that. Any idea what Bernadette's up to these days?
No, she's living a life of anonymity with her new name. Then the Costas were like, it wouldn't have made a difference in her sentence if she'd gotten first-degree murder. But most people did not believe that she didn't plan that.
Right.
Partly because one of the things I read was because of what she was wearing. So like she was wearing like a t-shirt and ratty sweatpants. She didn't like get herself dressed up to like go hang out with a friend.
Right.
Like she was planning to do something to Kirsten before she ever came to pick her up.
And also, vegetarian sister isn't doing
I know.
mise en place in the Pinto. Like, she brought that with her.
Nobody was believing that
No.
story either. The fact that her sister got on the stand and said that is wild.
So stupid. Wow.
Wild.
Wow. Sister. I think I'm going to watch that tonight.
Do, and then give us a review.
Oh, I will. I love me some Tori spelling.
Take some notes and give us a review.
I will. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well,
I told you I'm on a roll. I'm in a groove right now. I've got like a I'm in a,
I do know.
You see where I'm going.
Oh boy. Yep. I've got a little bit of a palate cleanser.
Okay, great.
Great.
I love
this
it.
was actually a listener suggestion from Leslie.
All right, Leslie, this one better be good.
That's pretty good. This is the making of the movie Roar.
Oh, I know about this.
Do you?
Yes.
It's
It's not officially on my list, but it's been in the back of my mind for a long time. So this is great.
Okay, great. I have never even heard of this before, and
Oh, really?
my God.
This is great.
Okay, so the movie Roar was created in 1981. John Marshall, who is the son of Noel Marshall, who was the director and producer and starred in the film as Hank, along with 150 untrained lions, tigers, leopards, and cougars, said that it is shocking that during the making of this film, nobody died. 70 cast and crew members were injured, though. Jerry Marshall, Noel's. Are those spelled the same? And one
No.
is male, one is female. Okay. No. 2 L's in Noel.
Yeah, and usually an E on the end.
Okay. Noel. Okay. Noel. His other son and his brother John have all the original footage from the making of the film. So apparently, John says it all started in the late 60s when his parents took a trip to Africa.
Okay.
And they came across an abandoned house that used to be occupied by the game warden, and it had since been taken over by lions.
Awesome.
And they thought it was really cool. So on the trip back to California, Noel and his wife, Tippi Hedren, who is Melanie Griffith's mom, so Melanie is Noel's stepdaughter, decided they should make a movie based on what they saw in Africa, only it should be a family living in the home with the lions.
Right. Of course. What else would the movie be?
Oh my God. So Tippi was a huge star, starring in like Alfred Hitchcock movies, The Birds, and she worked alongside Charlie Chaplin in his final film. She was like a big deal at the time.
Big deal. Yes.
The pair met because Noel was her manager. Well, I mean, like he became her manager and then they got married. Jerry and John had done some acting, so they were also cast in the film. And their older brother, Joel, worked behind the scenes as a crew member. And also Melanie was in the film. So this guy puts all of his children in this film with wildcats.
Melanie was like young. She was like less than 10, I think, right?
I think so, yeah. Noel wrote the script, and it was about a family in Africa living in a house with a bunch of big cats. And he wanted the big cats to behave naturally, so he didn't want any trained animals.
I mean, on the one hand, training animals, especially wild animals, is fucked. So, like, did you see that the J-Pod went past the Narrows Bridge and into an area in the Sound that they haven't been to in like 50 years, like last week or 2 weeks ago? They haven't been there since 50 years ago when like a whole bunch of the Sea World type people came and like captured a bunch of them.
Fuckers.
50 years they avoided that spot. Like ancestral memory. Like we don't go there because that place is dangerous because we were kidnapped from there.
God, they're so smart.
And like a week or two ago, they went back there
for
the first
them.
time.
Tentatively.
In like half a century. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And also like
Anyway.
you can never fully train a wild animal.
Right.
Anyway. So
yeah, just ask Siegfried and Roy.
well, one of them you can't ask. So he doesn't want them trained. So he started to collect through purchase and adoption any big cats that he could get his hands on, which was really easy to do in the 70s.
Super easy to do. Everybody had a tiger or a lion just hanging out in their living room in the 70s.
It was a wild time. Uh-huh.
So gross.
So he has all these cats in their home so that everyone could get acclimated before they start filming. Uh-huh.
In like the hills and of LA or whatever.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Over the next 4 years, as the family was raising 150 cats.
At their house.
No, yep. He was also building the set for the movie. So they, I think I say it later, but he basically built a spot where they could all go once the acquiring of the cats became too much for, Beverly Hills or wherever they were.
Okay.
Uh-huh. They also had a couple of zebras and elephants.
They just had a couple elephants?
As you
Jesus. You just threw that out there casually, like.
Sorry, a couple of zebras and elephants.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. And he had to set.
All of these animals can kill you.
Oh, for sure.
All of them.
And they don't belong in Los Angeles.
They don't belong in Los Angeles. They don't belong in your backyard. They don't belong in your living room.
Mm-mm. Oh my God. He had to sell everything to fund this movie.
We had to sell everything to feed the elephants.
No, yeah, that's yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Luckily, by 1973, Noel's most recent production, The Exorcist, hit so big in Hollywood that it replenished his funds and allowed him to move forward with his cat movie.
He took all the money he made from The Exorcist, one of the most iconic horror films of all time, P.S., and dumped it back into his animal movie.
Yes. Uh-huh.
This guy makes great decisions.
Oh, it just gets better. But he was having a difficult time finding actors who were willing to work alongside 150 wild, untrained big cats.
Yeah, I bet he was.
So he basically just said yes to anyone who was willing.
So he just like Joe Schmo on the street, just like, hey man, you want to go act with some?
Well, what was sad is a lot of these people were like
desperate to break into the industry.
Yes, this was their first gig.
Uh-huh.
Ted Nicola was the editor on the film, and he had just moved to LA. He said that if you were a nobody in LA and trying to get your break, or if maybe you had just been released from prison, it was known that
or maybe
that's
you
what
had
he
just
said. That it was known that you could get hired on the set of Roar.
Those two things together, it's just
so bad.
You're new to LA trying to make it, or if you just got out of prison, come talk to us.
Exactly.
It's like in the Island of Dr. Moreau, and he was like, if you're missing a limb, if you're a midget, we're doing a casting call. What? Sorry, little person. I didn't mean to use the slur. I apologize.
We're doing a casting call. Totally. That is what this is. Oh my God. Okay, so by 1976, the compound outside of LA was finished being built and all the financing was in place. And so filming for the movie started. Okay, so here's the plot. This man is living in Africa amongst lions and tigers, studying their behavior. He has a friend who comes to visit him, and his friend brings his family along, and they go to this house where they are staying, only to discover that they will be staying with all these big wild cats. And the big wild cats live in the home as freely as they want. They're just all over the place.
Shitting, whatever. It's fine.
Yep.
Because there's no litter boxes. Just to be clear.
I don't. This
like
the bathtub is just full of litter. Can you? Oh, go scoop the litter box. That's so gross.
Right, because like, don't lions only eat raw meat?
Uh-huh.
Like, what?
Oh my. Ugh. Okay.
So gross.
So on the first day of shooting, Noel.
Wait, that's it? That's the movie?
Oh, that's the plot. Yeah, that's the plot.
That's it? Nothing happens?
Oh, we're getting there.
Okay. I mean,
You thought I was done?
no, I just mean like that's his story. Like there's no more to the story than that. It's just, and then shenanigans, like at the end.
I'm telling you, this guy thought he came up with a brilliant like plot, and this is
That's all it needed to be
is-
was just people in a house with lions, and we're going to call it a good movie?
yeah, because what
Okay.
makes it good is
The lions.
correct.
Okay.
On the first day of shooting, Noel had investors there to observe, so he wanted to start with a big, impressive scene. And the scene was a fight amongst male lions, and Noel's character had to jump into the middle of this fight and break them up.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why would anyone ever want to do that?
This guy, the whole time I was watching this, I was like, this reminds me of the conversation we had about Lawn Chair Larry, where there's some people that like need a ridiculous amount of adrenaline to feel anything, who just want to go through life like having like near-death experiences.
Like the grizzly guy.
Yes, yes. Noel is one of those people.
Booping bears' noses in the wild.
Wendy.
Yes.
Booping bears' noses.
Holy shit. What are we doing?
Yes. Noel is one of those guys.
So he jumps into the.
Oh yeah. So on the third take, Noel was bit pretty bad in the hand by one of the lions, and it caused arterial bleeding that was shooting out about 15 feet. Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. How are they making the lions fight?
I don't know I think they were agitating them. This is where it starts to get really bad. They were like intentionally agitating them.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So he goes to the hospital, and a lion bite has like a shit ton of bacteria in it, and you can get infected like immediately.
Yeah, because all they eat is raw meat. There's like rotting meat between their teeth.
Okay. I was going to make steaks for dinner tonight, but now you...
So funny, I had a steak for
Oh my
lunch.
God. I'm about to go out to my Pinto and make a vegetarian meal at this point. I can't. If you say rotting meat one more time. Oh, something just disconnected. Oh my God. There you go.
I'm blaming you.
I'm
blaming you.
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So he's bit.
So he's bit.
And he's not sticking around in the hospital for treatment. He's got shit to do. So he ditched the ambulance. He didn't even get to the hospital. He jumps out of the ambulance so that he can go back to shooting. And by the end of the day, his entire arm was infected.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
So he did end up having to spend the following week in the hospital. But then he came back to set. So by week 3, they are filming a scene where the family has had enough of staying with these big cats. And so they're all trying to get into this rowboat to escape the house. The house is has like a moat around it.
Okay.
So there's 2 camera dudes that were under like green netting to blend in with the landscape because they wanted to capture the lions running by on the ground, like a ground view. But one of the camera people wiggled under there a little bit, and one of the lions saw it, and like any cat would be, they were curious and started to swipe at the netting
Oh my God.
and ended up scalping one of the cameramen.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah. He got 200 stitches in the head, and then he was back 2 weeks later to continue filming.
He came back?
Yeah. Yeah. Noel was described on set as being very difficult to work with.
I'm shocked by this.
He was in charge and thought he knew best when it came to the cats, even though he didn't actually have any training in that area.
Just like Grizzly Man.
Yeah. He had like a cat expert on there, like on set, that he never listened to.
So why was he there?
I don't know.
Was he there like required by law or something?
I don't know. Noel would really push his luck with how many takes he insisted on doing, because after each take, the cats were getting more and more agitated. And like the expert guy was like, okay, no. And he was like, nope, we're pushing through.
Okay.
So, for example, to get a large group of cats to all run in one direction, Noel would chase them while carrying a large piece of plywood. Like,
Oh, he personally.
yes. Yes. And you can only do this so many times before they start to get pissed off.
Yeah.
And yeah, cat expert was like, not a good idea, but Noel would just get in arguments with this guy. And so this guy was like, okay, go ahead and do what you want to do. You obviously know best. Whatever.
This is some FAFO shit right here.
What's FAFO?
Fuck around, find out.
Oh. You know what? I thought of you the other day. I was doing my crossword game.
I think about you all the time.
Okay, well, I thought of you extra. I was doing my crossword game, and two of the words, the bonus word was canoe, which I had an issue with that being the bonus word.
Fuck a canoe.
Fuck a canoe. And also novella was in there. And I was like, would you look at that?
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah, fuck around and find out. Also, this particular production was non-union.
Of course it was.
So basically, he could make these people do whatever he wanted, and there wasn't really anything they could do about it. Crew members even said there were no real safety protocols and that there was an injury every day.
Of course there was.
Once a week, someone would go to the hospital. There were at least 100 visits to the local hospital during filming.
Jesus.
Melanie was clawed across the face by a lion and needed plastic surgery.
Seriously?
Yeah. But they were so financially invested in this that they had to keep going so that they could release the movie and hopefully get, they're going to hit it big with this plot. They're going to hit it big.
Have you guys ever heard of the movie Roar? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've heard of The Exorcist, right?
That's right. So in another incident, again, Noel was insisting on doing take after take, and the cats were getting agitated. And one of the lions had finally had enough. And in the scene, Noel is in his underwear. I'm not really sure what, I don't know what was going on in the plot that was the case, but that's whatever. And one of the lions chomps down on his leg and drags him off set.
Holy shit.
And I believe that is still, they left that in.
It's in the movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was taken to the hospital to recover that time. So this big set that he built was built in the Santa Clarita riverbed, right in the flood zone where you aren't supposed to build. But it was approved because it was a temporary movie set.
Right.
But in 1978, they're still filming, and that area gets basically the worst storm in history. It rained 19 inches in 24 hours, and 5 miles upriver, the dam broke, and suddenly a wall of water was headed to the set. 5
Holy
feet
shit.
high.
This is like the island of Dr. Moreau. The set's floating away.
Yes. Oh my God. The water was going 60 miles per hour and was 5 feet high.
Oh my God.
This is when it turns into Jurassic Park, because
oh no,
the perimeter fence that kept the cats in broke, and 13 of the cats escaped out into the canyon.
Forever?
Well, this is where it gets sad.
Oh no. You know what, Christine? Stop listening.
Christine, trigger warning. The main character cat, Robbie, was one of the missing cats. Unfortunately, Robbie was encountered by a county sheriff and was shot and killed.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Noel was still in the hospital when all of this went down, and he had gotten blood poisoning from the bacteria in the bite in his leg. And they were talking about amputating his leg, but he was like, no, he left the hospital against doctor's orders when he heard about his missing cats. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the day after the flood, the entire set is destroyed, and one of the other cats from the set, they found out later, also died in the flood. So now they have nowhere to put all these cats because of the destroyed set. They were 95% done with the movie, so they spent the next 8 months rebuilding the set, salvaging the damaged film that was like in the flood, and raising money from investors. They were able to get a $3 million disaster loan fund and were able to resume filming. Mm-hmm.
This is the film set that never ends.
Yes. So the film is finally released, and it is marketed as a fierce animal film. And when that didn't get the ratings they were hoping for, they changed the tactic to a family film. And then that didn't work either. So then it was rebranded as a ferocious comedy. And that didn't work either.
Nothing worked.
Uh-uh.
Nobody gave a shit.
They got a handful of distribution deals from other countries, but were never released in the U.S. The film stayed on a shelf for over 30 years. It was supposed to take 9 months to be filmed, and it took 5 years.
Some of those guys were off parole by then.
No shit. God. Noel and Tippy separated within a month after filming wrapped. And
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got my daughter's face ripped off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And everyone who worked on that set got the fuck out of there as soon as it was done.
Yeah.
Tippy stayed on the set and turned it into a safe haven for exotic animals, which she, like, that was her, like, life's work forever.
But in the flood zone?
I think so. Maybe. Yeah. One critic wrote, quote, "It's like Walt Disney went insane and shot a snuff version of Swiss Family Robinson." And that's the making of the movie Roar.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Never heard of that before. Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie, for bringing that to Amber's attention.
Mm-hmm. My God.
Sister.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yeah. We did it.
We did it.
Mm-hmm.
Another one in the can. Wow. You guys, we have bonus content every month. And if you're a member of the Chaos Kids Club, then you can listen to that bonus content. It costs $5 a month at patreon.com/yakety-yak, crime, wine, and chaos. We also give club members new episodes every week, a day early.
It's true.
And every once in a while, we have a virtual wine night.
Which is fun.
It is fun. It's
so
always
fun.
a good time.
Yeah.
So you can do that. You can join the Patreon as a free member and just see what's going on over there, because we do stuff that's not behind the paywall too.
It's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a review,
Please.
An honest review. It doesn't have to be.
We're not asking you. Yeah, yeah. We love a 5-star and a glowing write-up, but if you don't have that for us, that's okay. Review us anyway.
Speak your truth.
Yes.
Preferably on an Apple product. We're all
because you can typey there. Yeah, we're all truth.
Yeah.
Oh, sister. I love you so much.
Love you so much.
That was fucking chaotic.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Crime, Wine, and Chaos is produced by 8th Direction Records. Artwork by Joshua M. Davis. Music by Jeremy Williams. If you would like to support the show, you can visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/crime, wine, and chaos. Cheers!